Hi everyone. So my name is Anthonette Pajanoy from BSECE 3A at Ilocos Science and Technology University. So at for our subject ECE 23, I'm tasked to discuss to you all about metadata. So right now I have here my learning objective that will be the definition of metadata and how important it is. And for the third and fourth will be the examples of metadata. So third will be how I can able to determine the IMA number of any mobile phone and also validate that IMA number, as well as locating the UPC or universal product code of any item, and as well as calculating the check digit of UPC. Right, let's start with the definition of metadata. So, as a quick definition about metadata, it's an information about data. It's like the who, what, where, when, and why. It's a context and information which is structured that describes and explains and locates or otherwise make it easier for us to retrieve or manage any information source. And how important it is. So there's like it consists complex constructs that can be expensive to create and maintain. It can be effective in means of organizing electronic resources as well as a means of facilitating interoperability and integrating resources and of course to protect and preserve and for their future accessibility as well as I have here the checklist of how important is metadata. So it helps us to find what we are looking for, what we didn't know what we were looking for, as well as assembling the information that have something in common. And of course, finding out how those information are different from the other and accessing and preserving those information or those data, as well as resharing or I mean sharing the information easily. It also help us to at least tell how that information will be used, how the item is being used, and indicating the authenticity and informed legal issues. So those are pretty understandable anyway. So yeah, that's how important metadata is. So I have here first example, which is will be international mobile equipment identity, which is the IMEI. It's the 15-digit number unique to any phone or smartphones. It's like a indicator for phone carriers and manufacturers to track smartphones that may be stolen or compromised. So our task is to, of course, look how we're able to find where the IMI is. So there's three ways. I just indicated two here. First, if you're familiar of your phone, you can just go to settings and about, and this is the screenshot of how it looks like in the settings. So IMI 1 for SIM slot 1 and IMI 2 for SIM slot 2, of course. And for the second way on how to look for that IMEI number will be dialing this asterisk pound 06 pound on your phone. So this is what it looks like. I took a screenshot of it and yeah, IMEI 1 and IMEI 2. That's it. And the third other way is of course looking at the barcode when you still have the box of your personal phone. But just that's just optional anyway. So here I'm going to show to you how to validate the IMEI number and I chose the IMEI number 1, which is the 352302590160440. So into the first step, of course, it shows here starting at the rightmost digit, which is 3. We need to double the value of every second digit. For example, the 5, the 3, the 2, and so on and so forth. So I show you here the table, which will help you understand easily for the first row, which is the IMEI number, and the second row is the product of the doubled value of every second digit. So it's the 3, we double the 5, that will be 10, the 3 will be 6, the 2 will be 4, and so on and so forth. We'll just need to fill in everything so that we may be able to complete this first step. So we can go ahead number 2, which is once we get the product. So in Toulon's algorithm we use in validating the IMEI number, there's like a procedure that if you were able to double the digit and it shows to you the product is also in two digits. For example, 5 times 2, that will be 10. So we'll take the product by adding each digit. For example, there were 1 and 0. So we'll take 1 as the sum. So that will be indicating the product for 5 will be 1. The same as number 9. So when we are going to double the number 9, that will be 18. So you'll get the 1 plus 8, 9 as the product for number 9. And yeah, for the third row here shows you the sum, which is 50. Third is, of course, into checking if this is now valid. So since we got the number 50 here as the sum of all the calculations, in Toulon's algorithm, once the sum is divisible by 10, and also once unit of that number or that sum is 0, so that's considered valid. And 50 is divisible by 10, as well as the ones unit of 50 is 0. That's it. We'll go ahead and proceed with the UPC. So unique 13-digit number. It's the UPC here showing the image at the right side. And yeah, it's like an indicator for retail merchandise to both identify the product and the vendor that sells the product. So first is the number system character, number 4. And the other part is the manufacturer code, the last 4 digits product code as well, the number 4. The last 13-digit number is the check digit. That's it. So we're going to calculate the check digit. So on how to do that, of course, we identified as number 4 is the check digit. So first step that we have here is to separate all the odd position digits as well as the even position digits. So in my table, I showed you first row for the odd position digits and the second row will be the even position digits. And the second step that we have here is to add all the odd position digits as well as the even position digits. I created a different row for the sum, and that will be 24 for the odd position digits and 14 for the even position digits. For the third step, we are just a quick multiplication here or calculation that will help us to get the preference number in order for us to look for the check digit like that. Here, step is to multiply the sum of all the even position digits. Since we were able to get the sum, which is 14, so we'll just multiply that by 3. And then once we get the product of that, we'll just need to add it to the sum of all the odd position digits. So it shows here 42 is the product of 14 times 3. And then we'll add 42 to 24, that will be 66. So 66 will be the preference number for the check digit. And last steps that we have here, if as a preference number for 66, so we're going to consider the nearest number that is divisible by 10 as well as greater than 66. And I look for which is 70. And to see, we're going to let x be the check digit. So it shows here 66 is the preference number plus x equals 70, and then we were able to get x equals to 4. So we were able to identify and calculate that the check digit is 4, which is the same of what we have for our universal product code check digit, which is 4. That's it. So we're wrapping up all the things that I have discussed to you as a summary. So I was able to tell you what is the definition, of course, as well as the importance of metadata and how we were able to calculate or validate the IMEI number, which is the International Mobile Station Equipment Identity. And a third, of course, the Universal Product Code, how we're able to calculate the check digit in that process. And once you were able to follow, everything will be just fine and correct as well. And you can just go back to some of the screens or that I have so that you may be able to at least make sure that you have corrected everything or you have followed the calculations to get the correct answer. I guess that's it. And I thank you for listening as well as for watching and have a good day. See you on my next video.